What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be ranking the probability that a girl is a bop. So we're going to be going over a couple signs that indicate that a girl is probably a bop slash 304. And if you don't know what that is, it basically means she's a thought. Okay, that's essentially what it means, that she's a thought. And honestly, in my opinion, this video deserves a part 2, a part 3, a part 4, because there is just so many signs that a girl's a bop. It would be impossible for me to cover it all in a single tier list, especially if you guys want my commentary on every single part. So let's just go over a few of them here. You know, this is just some obvious shit. If you guys enjoy my content and you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and let's get into the video. So the first thing we have here is she goes on Red Pill podcast. Dude, listen, okay? If a girl's been on Fresh and Fit, if she's been on the whatever podcast, if she's been on any of these Red Pill podcasts, 99% chance she's a thought, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, how many times do you guys see these girls talking? You're like, what the fuck is she even talking about? This bitch is stupid as fuck. And I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, a lot of these women who go on these podcasts are just there to get humiliated, to get destroyed. And you also have to think about why the girls are going on these podcasts in the first place. They know that they probably don't agree with the hosts. They know that no minds are actually going to be changed. Most of the time, they're there for the exposure and to boost their social media profiles. If they're on social media like that, if they got OnlyFans accounts, chances are it's a confirmed bop, bro. Like, yeah, dude, you know, there may be the exception that's there to debate and actually have a conversation, but majority of them don't give a fuck. You can tell that a lot of the times when the host is speaking, these girls are completely zoned out. They don't even give a fuck about what he's saying. They're just worried about the view count, about the chat, about, my Instagram is at livy.go. So if you see her on a Red Pill podcast, tread very carefully if you decide to talk to any of these girls. Next up, we have agrees with Manosphere Content. You guys might be surprised. You might be like, what? Don't you make Manosphere Content? Are you telling me that if a girl agrees with YBC Too Cold, she might be a bop or a 304 in disguise? Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. Every single time a girl like agrees with me, fucking alarm bells start ringing in my head. Instantly I start thinking something is up here. You know, there's something wrong here, because think about it, dude. A woman by design is supposed to disagree with everything we say, even though what we say is correct. Don't get me wrong. Like, most of the shit we talk about is facts. Like, women are not designed to be logical and accept the facts. They're designed to be completely polar opposite to what the Manosphere talks about and say, no, we should be able to go on Vegas trips because you're just insecure if you don't want us to. Like, that's how they're supposed to talk. That actually tells you, okay, I'm dealing with a woman. But if a girl all of a sudden starts flipping the script and talking about, yeah, I actually think, you know, I should stay at home and cook and clean, and I think I should be traditional, and I think I shouldn't have guy friends or have social media. Okay, you know, what did you do before? Like, what have you done in the past? I start to mentally interrogate her, like, why are you all of a sudden 100% on page with me? Now, don't get me wrong, dude. You know, some girls actually had an upbringing where that was their reality, so they do agree with this content and they actually resonate with it. But the majority of chicks, if they're super with the Manosphere and they're Team Myron Gaines, yeah, something's up here, bro. Either she's projecting because she had a crazy past that the Manosphere would laugh at and hate on, so she's trying to flip sides and say, no, I hate all these other women, I'm not like them, guys, don't look at me, don't look at me, look at them. That's kind of the idea of why a woman would be like super agreeable with Manosphere content. In my opinion, it's completely normal for them to write paragraphs fucking hating on this type of content. Like, dude, most of the comments I get where someone's just absolutely calling me insecure, incel, hating on me, I immediately assume it's a woman, and then I stop giving a fuck, because it's like, yeah, this is the expected response from a woman. But when a woman agrees with me, I'm super caught off guard. I'm like, what? Like, are you sure you agree with me? Are you 100% sure? So unfortunately, I do feel like a lot of it is projection, but there are some genuine women out there who agree with this stuff. But really, this content is made for men. I never make videos hoping that I'm gonna change a woman's mind or make her agree with me. At the end of the day, they're gonna do whatever they want, and that's completely fine by me. So let's just put this at high probability bop. You know, 80% chance, you know, she's probably a bop. Next up, we have extremely religious all of a sudden. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna tell you the facts straight up. Most chicks don't believe in God. Most chicks will only be religious and will only believe in God if it suits a worldly purpose, which ironically is the opposite of why you should believe in God. You think a chick is actually out here reading the Bible, studying it? Yeah, maybe like 1% of chicks, and even then, you know, I have my suspicions. But if a woman is not religious and you've known her to not be this religious girl, and you've known her to like go out and club and drink and do all this stuff, and then all of a sudden she does a fucking 180 and, you know, she starts being religious and starts talking about God and all this shit, it's to compensate for a really bad past. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe this isn't always the case, you know, let's put a percentage on it, probably 80%. I'm gonna put it right here. But dude, when a chick is overly religious, this should ring alarm bells in your head, because women are not dumb. I mean, they are in most things, but when it comes to manipulating men, they're really smart. So imagine how she would come off if she gave you this perception that she's religious and pure and innocent. Of course, a lot of guys are going to see her as wife material, but let's say that she openly talks about the past and shit, you know, that's obviously going to lower her value. So playing the religious card, they do it when they suits them more often than not. I'm not saying all women are like this, but it's extremely suspicious when they just become super religious all of a sudden. Like, what were you doing before? Just curious. Now, the ones who grew up in religious households and they actually had a religious upbringing, they had a father figure, they had a mom who was also religious, then okay, I completely understand. But this sudden turnaround, I don't know, dude. It always makes me feel like something's being covered up, like she's compensating for something. Because people who resort to extremes are usually extreme people. So if she was on the bad end of the extreme, going out, Vegas trips with the girls, getting ran through by dudes, of course, the only convenient path would be for her to go down the good extreme to try her best to get rid of the bad extreme. So let's keep it over here and move on. Next up, we have, has Tinder, Bumble, or Hinge? Listen, dude, dating apps, you guys know my opinion on dating apps. I don't use them. I hate them. I know a lot of guys are on there. I don't mind if you use dating apps, but don't use dating apps to look for a girlfriend or a wife. You know how stupid you have to be to actually go on a dating app, match with a girl and say, hey, she might be the one for me. She actually, you know, she cooks and she cleans. You're so stupid. If she's on a dating app, it means 100% chance that she's matched with other guys probably. She's getting a lot of attention from other guys, and the amount of attention that a girl gets is directly proportional to the level of bop and 304ism that she's going to experience. You're not the only guy she's talking to, bro. I hate to break it to you. You know, I'm not gonna say that all the low quality women are on there, but chances are you're not gonna meet your wife on a fucking dating app, bro. Stop being delusional. Dating apps, let's call it what it is. They're apps specifically for casual, short-term encounters, hookups, and things like that. Okay, if you're on there expecting to actually get a wife, like, I'm sorry, bro, but it's very unlikely to happen. And you know, even if she is looking for something long-term, right guy comes along, the guy's a Chad, the guy's good looking, he's gonna make it short-term. So let's put this at high probability bop as well. Next up, we have one of the guys, confirmed bop 100%, dude. You ever meet this girl who just is always around dudes? Like, she doesn't really have many female friends. She's always around the guys, and like, she's doing male stuff. Like, she's chilling with them, she's playing video games with them, and like, it's just always her chilling with like 5 dudes, and she's kind of going back and forth with all of them. Maybe she even flirts with all of them. She's probably got ran through by the whole friend group. Girls who are one of the guys are usually pick-me's. If you pay attention, most girls actually hate girls who are one of the guys. Because, you know, women like to criticize men for shaming thoughts and shaming, like, slutty behavior. But they also do it. They just do it on a more discreet level. And I think there was one more thing on this list here. Yeah. So if she has a bad reputation with other girls, so these two kind of go hand in hand with each other. Because if a girl is one of the guys, chances are she's going to have a bad reputation with a lot of other girls. Because either the girls are jealous that she's like getting attention from all the other guys, or she gets along with them better. But you know, if a girl has a bad reputation among other girls, it could be that these chicks are just jealous, because let's be real, hoes be jealous, right? But most of the time it's actually because she's just a thought, and women actually judge other women for being thoughts. You guys might find that crazy, but it's true, unless they're all thoughts, in which case fuck them, they should all be judged. But yeah, if a girl has bad rep with other girls and you're like, yo, I like her, I find her hot, but like all the other girls are kind of talking shit about her and they don't want to surround themselves with her, there's probably a good reason for that, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if she's only around guys, big red flag. So let's put it at the top. Next up, we have takes zero accountability. This is not bop or thought behavior. This is woman behavior. This is just all women. I don't care if they're high quality. I don't care if they're low quality. Most chicks are allergic to accountability. In fact, you can almost call it their kryptonite. I have heard women say so many things, dude. I've heard the I love yous. I've heard the I miss yous. One thing I've never heard in my whole life from all the girls I've dealt with, and I'm sure you can agree with me on this, they've never said, I'm sorry for this action and I will never do it again. Never sorry. Hearing I'm sorry from a woman is more rare than finding a fucking legendary Pokemon. I'm not even gonna call this bop behavior. This is just pure woman behavior. They're allergic to accountability. It is what it is, dude. Either accept it or find the exception. Next up, we have puts her phone on the table face down. You know, this is really a coin toss, dude. This is a coin toss. Some girls are doing it because they have something to hide. Like, this is how you know if a girl is sus, you know, if she's just suspicious. Like, if you're close with a girl and you guys are friends and you've built some rapport, and you just kind of look at her phone, or like you peek at it, or you like kind of grab her phone from her just to see what she does, and she starts fucking losing her shit, like trying to grab the phone back, give it back to me, you motherfucker, and she starts getting pissed off, chances are she has something to hide, dude. Why are they so defensive over their phones? Like, the girls I know who aren't out here texting a bunch of dudes or being thoughts, they don't care if you grab their phone. They're just like, give me my phone back. They'll just casually say, okay, give me my phone back. But the ones who start overreacting and panicking when someone takes their phone, or the ones who kind of put it face down on the table so you don't see their notifications, big suspicion. Probably a bop, probably a 3 or 4. I'm not going to put it any higher because some girls just have the habit of putting their phone on the table face down. So I'm not really going to judge them too hard for it, but you know, 50% chance she's a bop, in my opinion. Next up, we has a 1 million plus Snapchat score. Yeah, this is confirmed bop. Thank you so much for making it obvious. The biggest 304 indicator of a chick is if she has an insanely high Snap score, like over 1 million. Because what does that tell you? What does a Snap score mean? Really think about it. It means she's talking to a bunch of people and she's snapping a bunch of people. And when we say people, I guarantee you that most of these people are not women. You know, it's a mix of women and men, but that means there's a lot of fucking men in there, dude. There's a lot of men sending her pics, you know, updating her on their day. Imagine that, dude. She has a fucking rotation of 50 dudes. It's always these girls who are the biggest thoughts and the biggest 304s. And at that point, it's not even an undercover bop. It's literally just confirmed. Like, thank you so much. It's right in front of your face. It's so obvious. Next up, we have suspiciously single despite bragging about her options. You ever talk to a girl and she's like, Jacob wants me, Hikaru Nakamura wants me, all these guys want me. Think about it, dude. Why is she single despite having all of these options? Are you trying to tell me that all the hundreds of guys that are hitting on her, not one of them is worth dating, not one of them she's attracted to? Chances are she's exploiting these options without actually committing to any of them, aka she's sleeping around. That's the biggest likelihood of it. Because let me tell you guys something I realized about chicks. No woman over the age of 18 is single by choice. From the second they turn 18 and up, every minute they spend single, they're actually unhappy. Don't be fooled by the outside appearances, by them trying to give you the impression that they're self-sustaining and confident and they don't need a man, and no, I'm just focused on my career. Bullshit. All of them want to be in a relationship. All of them want the right guy to pick them up and date them. So if a girl has a bunch of options and she's single, what do you think she's doing, bro? You know, what do you think she's really doing? She's probably sleeping around. She's probably fucking these guys on the side and not committing to any of them. So let me put this at high probability bop. The only exception to this is if all her options are shit and she genuinely thinks she can do better than them, so she's holding out. I would not put my money on that though. Next up, we have watches the Wizard Liz. So for those of you who don't know who the Wizard Liz is, she's like the fucking final boss of female dating coaches. You know, she has like millions of subs, and you know, I just watched a couple of her videos because I was curious. I was like, what do female dating coaches actually tell women? If you're a woman and you need a dating coach, you're so stupid. All you have to do is just look hot. Men don't shit test, men don't manipulate. We're so straightforward and direct. If you need advice from other women on how to get guys, listen, you're either ugly or you're just so stupid and so not aware. I'm not gonna hate on all female dating coaches. There's some decent ones out there, but the Wizard Liz is an echo chamber of delusion, lack of accountability. We're just gonna manifest the right guy. No, you deserve better. You shouldn't change. He should change because you're perfect and you're an angel. That's literally how they all talk to each other. Zero accountability, zero desire to get better. They are already perfect. The men are the ones who are imperfect. We need to change. They don't need to change. That's what the Wizard Liz type of people promote. And honestly, they just come off as really entitled and insufferable to be around. So if she watches the Wizard Liz, I'm gonna say it's a high probability chance she's a bop. Next up, we have rants about her dating life online. You know, I'm gonna say unlikely to be a bop. A lot of women do this. It doesn't necessarily mean like they've been ran through or anything. It is very annoying to listen to, don't get me wrong. Like you're on fucking social media and it's a girl complaining about how she did the nice guy dirty and then she went for the bad boy and then he dumped her and left her. Obviously that's what's gonna happen. What did you think was gonna happen? And then the comment section is usually gonna be a fucking gender war between men and women going back and forth. You guys know how it goes. It doesn't necessarily mean she's a bop. You know, sometimes they're just complaining about dumb shit. Next up, has Snapchat streaks. Yeah, similar to having a 1 million plus snap score, If she has snap streaks, she's talking to lots of men. She's going back and forth with lots of men. She has multiple sources of attention coming in. These guys don't have streaks with her because they care about her day. They just have streaks with her in hopes that they can get lucky one day and she sends them a pic of her titties. Let's keep it at confirmed bop. Next up, influencer. Yeah, confirmed bop. You guys already know, dude. If she's a fucking influencer, she's got thousands of simps, thousands of DMs. And like I said before, the more attention a woman gets, the more entitled she becomes, the more sexual encounters they probably have. Let's be real. Next up, we have touchy with lots of men. This isn't undercover. This should immediately ring alarm bells in your head, because one of the best signs that a girl likes you is if she's touchy with you. But that only applies if she's not a touchy girl, right? If she's not going around touching a bunch of dudes, of course it's a big sign. But if you notice that she's touchy with lots of men, what does it really mean when she does the same to you? Next, needs multiple sources of attention. One is never enough. Unfortunately, lots of modern women are like this. Like, they cannot get off their phones. You can't have a one-to-one present conversation with them. They can't really focus. A lot of these chicks got ADHD. It's so fucked up. Like, you'll be having a convo, and mid-convo, you could tell that her mind's wandering. She's not actually listening to what you're saying. This just comes from their shitty attention spans from TikTok, from social media, and they just always need multiple sources of attention. Oh my god, everyone, look at me. Guys, look at me, everyone. Fuck those kinds of girls, guys. I'm sorry. Do not talk to them. We need to stop rewarding this kind of behavior, and we need to stop trying to cater to it. Fucking ditch her. Next up, we have hates men. Confirmed bop. Why does she hate men? Really, like, try to deep it. A guy probably did her dirty. Why did he do her dirty? Because she went for the bad boy. She went for the guy who she probably shouldn't have gone for, thinking that she could change him and make him commit. And then he pumped and dumped and left her. And she probably did this multiple times. And then the resentment and bitterness started building up. And then she fucking explodes on TikTok talking about how all men are garbage and all men are this and that, right? So if a woman hates men, chances are she's experienced lots of different kinds of men. Big city merchant. So the girl who's always, touring around Vegas, Miami, LA, like all the big cities. And, she's always going to these fancy events, and she just gives off like materialistic vibes. You guys would be shocked. You might think I'd put this at confirmed bop, but some girls are just naturally city girls. They're born in the city. Lots of women are extremely materialistic. They make up the largest consumer base. So big cities are almost perfect for lots of them. It doesn't necessarily mean that like they've slept around or they're 304s or anything. So let's put it at coin toss. It really is a coin toss. Next up, gets emotional when someone disagrees with her. Yeah, if a woman is extremely opinionated and she gets almost like erratic and loses her marbles whenever you disagree with her, chances are she's emotionally attached to that particular idea or political stance because it directly affects her life. And if she's super liberal and hates traditionalism and conservatives, chances are she's a free spirit in a bad way, and she wants everyone else to be on the same page as her, and she wants her kind of philosophy to be normalized so she feels less bad about it. So if a girl gets really emotional when you disagree with her and she starts fucking losing her shit and yelling at you, this is a big red flag. It probably means she has bad emotional control, but it doesn't mean she's a bop. Some women are just like that. So let's put it at unlikely to be a bop, but it's still a fucking red flag. Next up, we have openly tells stories of previous hookups. This is a guaranteed bop. She's literally telling you, yeah, I've hooked up with this guy, that guy. Like, if a woman starts telling you stories about, yeah, I was in the bathroom with him, and then he fucking pulled his pants down, and his cock was small, but I still sucked it anyways, because why not? Dude, it doesn't get more shameful than that, right? So if a girl's openly talking about her sexual experiences, yeah, that's literally confirmed bop territory. Next up, I just want to have fun in my 20s. No. You just want to be a hoe in your 20s. Just say it proudly. I want you to say it directly. Don't say I want to have fun, because you can have fun while in a serious committed relationship while not doing any of the bad things. Just say, I want to be a degenerate, I want to be a thought, and I want to have fun, and a serious relationship would prevent me from doing that without any guilt. Lastly, we have goes to university. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but university is a breeding house for the thoughtiest and most sexually promiscuous women. Think about what university is. It's a social hub full of attractive people, generally. People start to get together, talk to each other. A lot of liberal ideas are encouraged. A lot of, hookup culture is encouraged. And people just kind of, get together and start mating all over the place. So if she goes to university, chances are more often than not, she's actually going to be a thought. If she's in a STEM degree and she's really busy, okay, the probability lowers. But if she's in a fucking sorority and she's going to parties every weekend and meeting a bunch of people, of course she's going to be a thought, dude. So I'm not going to say it's confirmed, but it really is a coin toss, dude. University is not the best place for women to maintain their purity and their innocence and the stuff that most guys are looking for. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out.